Okay. Yeah.
Hello, I'm
Hello.
audible?
Yeah, you're audible.
Yeah. On this great morning, I, Shivangi Pandey, on behalf of Team Jagriti, is pleased to welcome our respected judge and dear participants. I want to express heartfelt gratitude to Amitabh sir, our judge for today. Dr. Amitabh Mehrotra is founder and director of esteemed NGO Spark India, who is a postgraduate from Tata Institute of Social Sciences. Spark India also runs an inclusive school named Jyoti Kiran for children with disabilities. He, despite having cerebral palsy, has undertaken several initiatives to serve persons with disabilities. A very warm welcome, sir.
Thank you. I should welcome and thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Before we get started with the event, I would like to throw some light on our Social Service Council of IIT BHU. One second. I am sharing this presentation. Hello.
Yes, Shivangi. Your presentation is visible.
Yeah, okay. One second. Before before we get started with the event, I would like to throw some light on our Social Service Council of IIT BHU. Social Service Council is one of the youngest council of IIT BHU. SSC or Social Service Council works toward promoting social awareness, providing a platform to the student to understand the problems of underprivileged and offering feasible solution to them. We have four clubs work under the banner of this council: Kasi Utkarsh, Health and Hygiene Club, Social Project Club, Sahyog Club. Moving on to the first club, Kashi Utkarsh Club. We visit three basti every Saturday under this club: Kakarmatta Basti, Lehartara Basti, and Patia Basti. The mission includes spreading awareness regarding education amongst people from marginalized communities. Moving on to the second club, Health and Hygiene Club. Health and Hygiene Club aims in creating awareness about various causes of diseases and their preventive measures. Moving on to the third club, we have Social Project Club. Social Project Club aims to contribute to the human community through focused and rigorous approaches to finding different roots and causes for the rundown of society and thereby forecasting its impact and remedial measures. Then moving on to the fourth club, we have Sahyog Club. Sahyog Club aims to spread awareness about education through some of the activities such as computer literacy program, both on campus and off campus, awareness about the various government schemes related to girl child education, education loans, scholarship, scholarship schemes, etc. For this, we visit four schools and one NGO every Saturday. Yeah. To carry forward the ideas and add to our learning, our Social Service Council organizes an annual Socio Awareness Weekend Jagriti. It is a platform to recognize the continuous improvements in our society, initiated and accelerated by the combined effect of all socially motivated students and NGOs across India and abroad. This year, Jagriti 21 is hosting five events. One is SIH, Social Innovation Challenge, which aims to positively impact people's lives by identifying social issues and addressing them by designing a broader vision of impacting the future and inspiring the world to change. Yeah. So proceeding with our event today, SIH round 1. Four teams will be presenting their PPT for 8 minutes each, followed by a short 7-minute question and answer round with Amitabh sir. We will ring a bell after 5 minutes to give you a hint of timing. We will ring the bell twice after 8 minutes, which will conclude the presentation. So not taking any further time, I would like to present before you the first team, VVG, by Niyati Srivastav.
Can you please make me the admin presenter? Okay, thank you. It's visible?
Yes,
Is-
Niti, it's visible. Yeah, continue.
I'll begin. Good morning. Today I'll be presenting our idea of a game for developing social interaction skills in ASD patients. So first let's analyze the problem. Worldwide, approximately 100 million people are affected by neurological disorders. What are these neurological disorders? A person having a neurological disorder lacks in communication and social interaction skills and gets separated from the external society. Through our game, we are going to target specifically autism spectrum disorders. Now let's understand what exactly is autism. Autism is a spectrum disorder which has different stages. Its symptoms appears at a very early age, and a few of its symptoms are avoiding eye contact, lack of social interaction, problem with two-way conversation, problem in selecting choices. Our main focus is on letting them develop an habit of eye contact, social interaction and conversation, choice selection, etc. If they develop these habits, they can be able to learn in a normal environment. So we've come up with our solution. Our solution is to make a vision voice game for the person having autism disorders. It'll be a simple game in which all actions will be taken in either vision mode or voice mode instead of keyboard and mouse buttons. Now I'll explain how vision control is going to help us in the game. First of all, to play using vision mode, the participant has to make an eye contact with camera and blink eye once. I'll explain it through an example. For example, the game is a simple shooting game. To move the shooter left or right, the person can move his or her eyes in the left or right direction respectively. At the time of shooting, he or she has to blink her eyes. Now let's analyze its benefits. First of all, for treatment of autism, it is very difficult to control children, but children are very much attracted towards game. Secondly, it will help them making a habit of eye contact. Third, the game can be extended for achieving some learning objectives. Fourth, since it is a software application, it can be very well spread to reach maximum number of audience. Now I'll be explaining how voice control works in our game. To play using the voice mode, the player will be asked a question with some options. The player has to choose an option and speak it out, which will be processed for taking that particular action. I'll again explain this through an example. Imagine a simple version of Temple Run game. There's a maze and an agent is running through it. At a junction, the computer will ask question of where to go. It'll show options available like jump, right, left, crouch, etc. The faster the player will respond, the more will be the chance to win the race and more points will be given. Now let's analyze its benefits. First benefit would be gamification, which will attract children to play. Secondly, children will learn to be attentive and will make a habit of two-way communication. Thirdly, children learn to pick choices. For starting, there will be a few options, but with the advancement of level, the number of choices will increase. Now, let's delve into some technical details of our game. First of all, for gamification, we'll be building games using Python framework Pygame. Secondly, for eye detection and tracking, we will be using OpenCV and deep learning frameworks like TensorFlow or PyTorch. Thirdly, for voice recognition, we'll be using NLP. And for device requirements, we'll be using our laptop camera, microphone, and speaker. There are a few advantages and extensions of our game. The game can be designed to achieve some learning objectives so that it can help in learning besides treatment at early age. For better reach, we can launch it as an app which will also make it easily available and affordable. It can be used in mobile and desktop both. It can be used in schools, homes, and also rehabilitation centers. It will make them able to interact with society, help in two-way conversation, making eye contact, and also helping them pick choices. Hope you liked it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Niyati. I would like to request Dr. Amitabh Mehrotra to ask few questions about the idea.
Thank you. First of all, I congratulate and appreciate for having an idea to develop a device for people with ASD. Now, I would like to ask the team VVG that according to them, because when we are designing something, it should be used by a wider or maybe at a global level. So I would like to know that according to them, how innovative you feel is the idea.
Shall I answer?
How you feel it is a creative?
It's actually a new method. There are many methods to treat autism disorders, but this is a new way to treat because it's, first of all, it's specifically targeted for children since it's a game. So usually children play it and it'll be an easier method for children to understand and start developing their skills. Also, we know that like there are many people, like I've already said, there are many people suffering from this disorder, but not everyone has the access to medication and proper guidance. So this app will increase the accessibility for such children.
It is okay, but generally this is catering to the need of those class and masses for whom the resources are easily available. What do you think about Bharat? Bharat and India, we call the people who have resources, they are India, and those do not have resources are Bharat. So how this technology can be taken to the rural areas? I think my question is clear to you.
Yeah, your question is clear. I feel that like this rural people do not have access to mobile is available to everyone, and so they can access this because it can work as an app also in mobile phones.
Plus, what about India? For example, we are now at present restricted to our own country. So in our country itself, we have many languages. So can the technology look after that?
Yes, definitely we can incorporate different languages in it. Since it's using technical skills, so yeah, it can incorporate. At least the major languages can be incorporated.
See, I'm not discouraging. I go to my previous question, like in the rural areas, people don't have even the basic necessities. So in that case, how you are going to popularize this game so that it can reach to the rural areas also?
Rural areas students like children can go to rehabilitation centers. That's where they can use this technology.
Do you think how you will convince regarding the scaling up of this game? Because once you develop the technology, then technology should reach to those who need it the most. So what are your plans regarding the scaling up of the technology?
We can begin with incorporating it into the school curriculum, especially for the ones who are suffering from ASDs, and like you said, the ones who do not have internet connection, the ones who do not have accessibility, we can also include it in the school computer labs. So from there they can use this app or website, this game basically.
Okay. So, do you have tried to envisage your work that what percentage of population in India and abroad will benefit, especially the children with ASD? Have you given a foresight to it?
Actually, our game is still in the ideation stage, so we haven't created a prototype right as of now, but we'll soon be researching upon it. And I've already mentioned the number of people who actually are suffering, so it's like quite a large number of people.
And how much your technology is relevant? Because many things have come up with the more use of mobile, with the use of the technology. So where do your device stand?
First of all, it is specifically catering to the ASD people. So such a technology that is specifically targeting to ASD people, and also the in form of game hasn't come up. Also, like there are many other methods also, but those are expensive, and like as I said, it's inaccessible. So I feel that it is more relevant here because there are many people who cannot access it, as I told before. And that's why it's still relevant, and no one has come up with the idea of associating ASD with help of game. That's why.
So you will, your this VVG team, they will concentrate on one game, or it will have different games using the same technology for ASD.
The way I gave example of Temple Run and shooting game, most of the games work on the same way. Like most of the games have the same method behind it and same rules and ideas behind it. So it can be incorporated into various games. We begin with one game and then it can be extended to further different games as its popularity grows.
So by when you want to bring this to the market? Because what is happening, the technology is being used in the government machinery also. Grants are available to IITs. The inventions, the innovations are taking place. But ultimately, the end result is, do it reach to the target group, or it will be just an innovation?
Like I've already said, that we are still in the ideation stage.
Okay.
So to predict that by when it'll be ready and to be available in the market is a bit difficult currently. But as we start working upon it properly, then I can let you know.
Okay, then I will wait for that day when it comes to the market. Okay.
Sure, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anything you want to add? Still, I can give you an opportunity. Sometimes it happens that when we go back, we say, okay, we should have spoken like this.
Yeah.
If you have any idea, you can share that also.
No, that happens actually, but right now I guess I've all delivered the way I wanted to. Okay. Thank you so much, sir.
I must thank you that younger people of the country, they are taking interest in the area of disability, and more youths, more brains are required to bring change in the lives of especially people with neurological disabilities, because these disabilities are the most challenging ones. So I appreciate, and even starting with an idea is a very good so that then only we can change the dream into reality. So,
Yes.
shall we go to the ABC Learners Group?
Thank you
Yes,
so much,
sir.
sir.
Thank you
Thank you
very
for
much.
presenting.
Yes.
Thank you for presenting your idea. Now I would like to call Nachiketa to present his idea. Uh, Team ABC, Nachiketa, are you there? Oh,
Yes,
and
Didi, actually, Ashwari is going to present. So,
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
so Didi, make me present, or I will present the screen.
Oh, wait. Just wait a minute. I'm trying.
Yeah. Is my screen visible? Can anyone from Pooja and Nachiket confirm it, please?
It's
Yeah,
visible.
yes,
visible.
it is. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So Pooja, now you can start.
Good morning, everyone. I am Pooja, team member of ABC Learners, going to present our solution for the topic inclusive learning. An inclusive learning environment embraces the fact that everyone has a different style of learning and learns at their own pace. Let's visualize the problem we are facing. Hundreds of millions of people worldwide are affected by neurological disorder. According to UN General Assembly, there are around 40 million neurological disabled children in India. Also, the 2011 census says 45% of India's disabled population are still illiterate compared to 26% of all Indians. Children with neurological disorders suffer a massive loss in academics and can't learn new skills. More than 25 lakh school students in India are identified as children with special needs. In our solution, we are focusing on learning of those students who are suffering from a neurological disorder named as cerebral palsy. So, let me brief about cerebral palsy. It is a neurological disorder caused by a non progressive brain injury. It affects body movement, muscle coordination, reflexes, posture, and balance. It can also impact fine motor skills, gross motor skills, and oral motor functioning. The challenges faced by those patients are as follows. 1 in 3 are unable to walk, 1 in 4 are unable to talk and suffers from epilepsy. 1 in 10 has severe vision impairment. 75% of all experience pain in their daily life, and 50% have intellectual disabilities such as hearing, learning, problem solving, and judgment. I want to pass it on Nachiketa to explain more.
Okay, so far we have seen what challenges people with cerebral palsy faces and how these challenges prevents them to learn new skills. So our idea is we will build an AR-based system using eye gaze technology for motor skills manipulation. Let's see what exactly it is and how will it work. We know that various research works have been done on eye gaze technology, but the problem is we don't see this technology around us. We don't see a child from village who have cerebral palsy and have difficulty in speaking is using this technology. No, we don't see anything like that. So we want to bring these virtual research works into reality by adding some novelties and deploy them in the form of extensions. Initially, we will combine this eye gauging technology with the AR-based keyboard extension, which will be made by us. How will it work is, let's imagine a child with cerebral palsy. Like the child wants to say something, okay? So a keyboard will appear on his screen and he will give inputs through eye gauging technology. And our extension will be able to recognize what he wants to say. In this way, the child will be able to communicate easily during the process of inclusive learning. Now let's see how useful this extension can be. So using this extension, the child will be able to utilize all those apps which requires input through keyboard or anything like Gmail and Chrome. For example, if we make an extension and add it to Gmail, the child will be able to send emails. So in this way, using these apps, the child can definitely learn new skills with the other students during the process of inclusive learning. From here, I would like to pass to Ashwar to explain feasibility and other things.
Yeah. So as Chaitanya mentioned about the problems, solutions for the problem. Now let's check the feasibility, like whether it is feasible or not. So the technology requires only PC with a webcam and proper or suitable or stable network connection, Wi-Fi connection. So and minimize the error rate. We will increase the gap between two keys of the virtual keyboard, and we think it will minimize or reduce the error rate by 1%. So in future, if there are any updates or there are bug in the technology, we will try to repair it or update it as per the requirement. Let's check benefits and impacts of the technology. So it improves the communications of disabled students and helps them to improve their thinking process. And as Nachiket mentioned, it promotes inclusive learning as well. And as per the students, like it will boost their confidence and it will motivate them to learn a new skills like sending Gmail and doing many more things using the technologies is possible. And as mentioned previous, it can be implemented in villages and rural areas as well. Now, scope of development. So there are something which we want to add in this technology as well, so that it will be more beneficial for all those disabled students. So first thing is we will be continuously monitoring the data collected from the patient, and as per that we will share a progress report with the doctor. So the doctor will manage the scientific terms and things or the data, and he will pass it over to patient like what's your progress and so and so. And in future we are thinking to add AR based sound generation in the extension, so that whatever student will type in it, it will become in the form of sound output. So it's like that student is speaking with us. So this new feature will help disabled students to communicate with normal ones in the process of inclusive learning. Now, what is our marketing strategy? So I will explain the marketing strategy now. In the first, if we collaborate with the NGOs like Spark India, we will provide 3 months free trial to everyone who needs this technology. And during this 3-month trial, we will receive the feedback from the users and we will try to improvise it and add some new features in the technology, and we will update it. And after this free trial, we will ask users to pay some charges to use the service, because we have to generate some revenue for the further development of this project. Like we will give some hours for free, and after that we will ask them to pay. Like if they exceed the free hours, they have to pay if they want to use for more time. So thank you so much, and we are done with our presentation.
Thank you so much, Aishwarya. I would like to call Dr. Mehrotra to ask the questions.
First of all, thanks ABC learners to come up with the innovative idea according to them. There are few questions, like in my profile it was mentioned that I am also a person with neurological impairment with cerebral palsy. When we talk about the transformation or technology, then it's very important that we are going to start from scratch. We cannot go to the assumption that things are already developed and we are going to further take it forward. When you talk of technology, Gmail, Chrome, it's fine. But the problem, do you know the statistics of the education among the neurological impairment, especially when it comes to our rural India, still the children are not able to go to the schools. There are no innovations in the country where we are trying to bring the child from even home to school. There are many challenges. There are challenges like very few parents encourage child with cerebral palsy to go to school. Even if the child, you have yourself narrated, and the situation is more severe, where they cannot many times speak, they cannot see, even in many cases 40 to 50% have associated mental impairment. They sometimes the brain is too sharp. So the variety of problems we have, first we have to bring them to the school. Our country has enacted Right to Education Act, Rights to Persons with Disability Act came in the year 2016. Provisions are there, but the technology is not there in the rural areas, which makes the education possible for children with cerebral palsy. And mind you, don't call them patients. They are individuals. Now we follow social model. Person with cerebral palsy. It's not disabled world is quite outdated. But for a person like me, I never mind. But we have to use things in the modern world and giving the respect to these children and adults. Anyhow, you have made an attempt. You have gone, you are I should say the team is visualizing quite a distant dream, because the immediate dream is to make them possible to acquire education. So my questions to the team is, how, according to you, you convince me how this technology is innovative. I'm asking team, ABC learners.
Yes, sir, this technology is innovative. Like the existing technology is really expensive, and that requires a very, expensive external setup. But in this, we are trying to combine them with the extension we made. Like it will be simply added to any of the apps so that he can use to communicate through them.
Now to this, I will like to say that after my own education, I have difficulty in operating my Android phone because of the hand tremors. So, person with the higher education like myself, how far the Android is helping me? Due to hand tremors, I type wrongly and then it becomes invalid. I spoke to bank manager. They said, sir, if there is a policy decision by the government, then maybe your case you can make more attempts. Like after 3 attempts, it becomes invalid. I think this is the right picture, right? So how you think this idea is going to be possible in our country in the current scenario?
So that's why we are using the eye gazing technology. Like they are not going to use hands for typing or communicate. They will use their eye gaze. Using that technology, they will give their inputs.
Yes, sir. Like, sir, I would like to add some part. Sir, have you heard about the Grammarly, like some extension? Like, have you heard? Yeah, so it will work in the same way. Like, it will be one extension for mobile phone and as well as laptop and PCs as well. Like laptop and PC, we will add extension through it, and for For mobile phone, it will act as app. So we can, I guess, as Nachiket mentioned, and after that, it will be typed in the correct way.
See again, dear, I am very sorry, but the thing is, you can scale up things when at the ground the technology is so much developed, where the child, if we talk in terms of school, it's a very distant dream. It cannot be. Means if you are making an extension program, it is not possible. You see, the child or adult with cerebral palsy, they have to fight a lot, even for their own growth, for their own development. And moreover, there's a lot of stigma attached to these people in our society, even at present. In the rural areas, the parents, the siblings, many times they don't want to even bring the child out of the house. See, Spark has faced these challenges for the last 25 years. What is the percentage of education among the children with disability? Mr. You are Mr. Aishwarya. Yeah?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Can
sir.
you tell me what is the
45% of all.
percentage? Huh?
45%.
Sir, as I mentioned, 45% of India's disabled population.
No. Education rate
Schools, I
among.
mentioned that are 20.
No, first of all, the percentage of disability according to 2011 census is 2.21 million, which is not the actual percentage count. Secondly, the education rate of the challenged persons children is less than 1%. Less than 1%. So this technology, how it will fulfill the needs?
So we can show that like some who are really interested in education, like how they are developing, and we can convince their parents, like you can see the people are getting improvised using the technology. So they will be also come forward, and also they're even they will want that their child should get used like through this inclusive learning, like so they will also send their children, like if they found key, yes, people are getting improvised using this technology. So I don't like once we showed them like key, see, this is the improvement, this is the development like your child is going through when they use this technology. So I don't think they will say no to this. Like
see, I will give you an award. I will recommend your award to Government of India. If you make this technology successful, you are putting everything on the child and the family. The child with CP, adult with CP, has no choice of their own. They are not the decision-making persons in the families. So, I will wait for you in the country to bring forth this technology. Idea is good. But when you say children are willing, parents are willing, even if those are willing, how many schools are willing to give the admission? I have seen practically by teachers saying, "अरे एक विकलांग बच्चा आ गया, सर दर्द हो गया."
so that is the mentality. Like we should,
Psychology.
We should change that, sir, and even the
First you have
government.
to change that.
Yeah, but how we are just 19-year-old. Like even my parents are well educated. Like they don't say that. So if we try from our home as well to convince our parents, it will work. And I don't think any of our parents will think like that. Like.
No, it was very good. And see, in other countries, in South Asia only, the people, they are concentrating, they are working for persons with disabilities. Why? Because target of group in the community they can be the major contributors, but their worth has to be recognized by every stakeholder of the society. We cannot blame government for that. How much efforts we are making. Our inclusive education program, which we are running in 12 schools in 3 districts, we are facing the challenges. The people who support, they want at least 50% children to go to the schools who are neurologically. It is just not possible. I must say that your presentation has been good, but keep it for future in India. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Can I end the presentation?
Yes, you can end it. Thank you for presenting. So now we will move on to our next team challengers. We have Nimisha from team challengers.
Yes, Devi, I'm here. Can you make me the presenter?
Yes, wait a minute.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Is my screen visible?
It's not visible right now.
Okay, just a second. Is it visible now?
Yeah, it's visible.
Okay, so hello everyone. We are Team Challengers and today we are going to present our solution for the Social Innovation Challenge. So let's begin. The problem. According to 2011 census, nearly half of India's disabled population is illiterate. Even though primary education is mandatory in our country, around 6 lakh children between age 6 to 13 are out of school. The point is that children require user-friendly instruction and teaching medium, which is quite uncommon in our country. So our aim is to provide a solution which is both implementable and widely reachable so that it can benefit the maximum people. The solution. So our solution is creating an augmented reality-based application for children with special needs. This app would majorly consist of educational material with a hand gesture to text or speech conversion, which will be connected to the app through Bluetooth. This would be really helpful for children who are learning to type or who have difficulties in typing or who have difficulties in speaking, speech-related difficulties. So the question arises, why this solution? So firstly, making an application-based solution would become widely implementable and reachable because people nowadays are shifting to education based on e-platforms. Secondly, India is a fast-growing country and children need to learn the importance and reach of internet. Using an app like this would help them enhance their knowledge of internet. They would become more comfortable with using technology. Also, all their work would be stored on the app, being just a click away from them. So also study material will be available to them 24/7. They will not have to look for it anywhere else. So let's see some basic features now. So the basic features are the study material would be aligned with the primary government schools education, primary government schools study material, and it will be rich in animation so that the children feel comfortable in using in it. It will be more interacting for them, more engaging for them. Secondly, other than study materials, the app could also contain some fun quizzes and games specifically designed to improve their thinking ability. For example, we can have games like board games like Candyland, memory games, etc. We can also build in games like where the children ask their friends about 3 colors and they would have to fill their responses. This will help in enhancing their communication skills. The app will also be well equipped with the progressive measuring tools. So this will help teachers and parents to keep a track of the child's activity, what the child is most interested in, where he or she has his interest in. So let's move towards some silent features of the application. So the augmented reality feature is a new feature, but it's highly recommended because it makes the experience more engaging, interactive, and the most important part, it makes it more memorable for the child. He or she will not forget it easily. Secondly, we would like to add some quick surveys to understand the student, and tasks will be allotted to the student according to the surveys filled by them. Next is voice to text conversion feature. Voice to text conversion feature will play a major role for children who have difficulties in typing or when they are not able to convey their ideas properly through writing. The next is the app can also contain a being bullied alarm. So in case a child feels that he or she is being bullied, they can trigger this. The teachers can keep track of activities of children if required. They can also give them personalized session, can talk to them personally. Next is how augmented reality improves the learning. So this is a short video which gives a glimpse of how the augmented reality feature is going to work. So this video showcases how the child sitting at his home can look different things around the world. This will really help in enhancing their imaginative skills also. So the working of augmentation model in the app. So the augmentation model will work as the camera will focus on the textbook which the child has placed, and on the textbook there will be certain image. So in step 1, the camera will detect that image. With the help of an ML model, we will be able to detect the image. In the second step, it will apply instance segmentation to to classify the objects. Famous models like Dectron 2 can be used for this. And in third step, the image would be shown. Like here in the picture, the textbook is open and there is the image of a volcano. So when the augmentation takes place, the volcano image is projected like this. So this kind of learning will really enhance the imaginative skills. Furthermore, it will make it memorable for the child. The learning will become rather easy. Next is ways to tackle the problem of writing. So we can have two ways: the intelligent speech to text conversion feature in the app. So here the child just needs to speak and it will convert to text and the search will take place. But the problem is sometimes the speech is not that clear. So in that case, it may lead to errors and the search may become unsuccessful. So on the other hand, what we can do, we can introduce intelligent gesture to text detection feature. So over here, the child just needs to use hand signs and it will convert to text and the search will take place. So, but the only thing is that it is a bit advanced feature and implementing it in all the schools where the app would be used is a bit difficult. So what we can do is we can firstly begin with the speech to text conversion feature and then slowly work on the gesture, hand gesture feature, so that we can implement in the schools as well. And at least for children who are having difficulties in writing or speaking, there it can be implemented. So additional benefits. We can also use the app to arrange some guest talks from renowned personalities who have had similar experiences in their lives. This would really boost the morale of both children and parents. They would engage in learning more. Also, we could use the app to interact with people, interact with children when they're not present in school. If they have any difficulties, they can interact with the teachers anytime they want. So the project expenditure. So app designing and backend development would cost around 1,000, and research and prototype building of smart gloves would be around 4,000 per unit. Then product fabrication around 200 per unit, and finally we would have to promote the project through talks, ads, meets, social media campaigns, etc. That would cost around 30,000. So all these costs are approximate. So how will we implement to shape this idea into a reality? So we will begin with researching on design of app and smart gloves. After having a thorough research, we will move on to the application design, like the features we are presenting, what kind of features, what kind of design will we implement. Then we will go to following prototype for smart gloves. After successful prototype, we will move to testing in primary schools. We will be using the app in collaboration with the schools. So we will test how the app is being used in collaboration with the primary schools. Then after receiving feedback on testing and discussion, we will move ahead in our journey. Next is challenges. So every child is unique and requires different perspective to deal with. The idea suggested definitely can help us reach out to a lot of children, but a lot of efforts would still be required to connect with them, to understand them, to pursue them to use our application. Furthermore, the application must be user friendly so that it can attract as many children as possible. And lastly, good internet facilities would be required for proper utilization of the app. So internet becomes a quite important commodity here. Thank you so much for all your time.
Thank you, Nimisha. Uh, now we would like to have question and answer. I want to bring it to notice that we are running out of time. We'll be having a presentation for the next PS at 11:30. So we would like to wrap up till then.
First of all, thank you to the challengers. The product is really challenging. Can I ask the team to just tell me in 1 minute is your app or technology for education or both education and entertainment?
So actually, we want to implement education, but we want to implement their interest also. Like we want them to be interested so that they can pursue education in a more engaging manner.
See, my suggestion is that whatever you bring out should be used to the maximum by children with neurological impairment for acquiring education. So basically, it is the need of the hour to have that technology whereby the child can has the interest to acquire education, because education is very important. So this is one of the innovative idea with you have come, and you have said that you will finish this task in 1 year, isn't it?
Yes, sir. We have made a project roadmap.
Yeah, I have seen that. So according to you, it is a creative idea, and in our country where we have different languages, will you be able to provide them their context in their language?
Yes, sir. We will try to implement as many languages as possible in our application.
But see, for these children with neurological disability, the child to child, the requirements are very different.
Yes.
And if you think that parents will send them or parents will encourage them, so it is again a very controversial and debatable issue. So,
actually,
yeah.
Yes, I wanted to say that what we are trying to do is we want to collaborate the app with the school education. So when the child goes to school, he or she will come in using the app as well. So they can use the app, and then we can have some guest talks from renowned personalities. We can have surveys, we can have quizzes, and then the results will show the parents that yes, their child can do a lot of things that they didn't think of. So that was the thing that we wanted to implement.
Oh, I agree with the team that your focus is on the child, on the children. But
Yes.
tell me, how many teachers in the present scenario in the system in our country, I'm not talking about Uttar Pradesh, but in our country, how many teachers have training in computers? If first thing, second thing, the children and teachers ratio is also very like one teacher for 150, sometimes 200 children. So that is again a question. So how your technology can help can tackle that issue? Because these children will somehow require, there's a ratio in all disability. Autism is 1:1. in the case of children with other neurological disabilities, it is not more than 8 children is to one teacher. So how this technology will take care of that? Do you have
Okay.
any answer for that?
Yes, sir. Actually, sir, the teacher to child ratio is very low. I agree. But while using the app, that would be beneficial for them. Like one teacher can now convey their ideas to a lot many children. So using the app would actually help in enhancing that. Like you were saying that one child to 1500, one teacher to 1500 children. So now the teacher can convey the ideas through the application, through the app to those 1500 children, and then they can keep a record of the activities of the children. So if they feel that any particular children is lagging out or is going out of way, they can give them personalized sessions or talk to them personally. So that is what we thought of.
No, you have made an attempt. I am so happy. But you please try to improvise your project design. It is well thought of. There is no doubt about it. But again, the things that are said and done, they are quite different. And we cannot pressurize anybody for that. How many people still in the Lucknow where we are implementing our programs, the families do not have even Android phones. So these are the ground realities. These are the ground challenges. So it's good what you have done, but in terms of designing, it needs more consideration. Thank you very much for your thought sharing.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Team Challenges. Now I would like to call our last team, Team Stimulat. So we have Yash Deshpande from Team Stimulat.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, Yash, sure. So are you able to share your screen?
Is it visible?
No, it's not visible right now. You can try sharing it again. Yash, are you facing issues in sharing your PPT?
Is it visible now?
Yes, it's visible.
Hello, good morning. I am Yash Deshpande from Mining Engineering. I am presenting a project on inclusive learning named Stimulate. We are targeting the problem of ASD. Which stands for Autism Spectrum Disorder, which is a neurodevelopment disorder predominantly characterized by impaired social functioning and communication disturbance. Some symptoms of ASD are abnormal body posturing or facial expressions, avoidance of eye contact or poor eye contact, behavioral disturbance, inappropriate social interaction, lack of understanding social cues, problems with two-way conversation. So basically, there are wide range of symptoms of autism, but we are basically targeting the problem as follows. Generally, person having autism disorder don't concentrate on others and lack social interaction. For example, in a classroom, if teacher calls the student, then she gives no response, and we need to call them again and again. So main focus is to make them more reactive to the external world stimulus, so that teacher don't face any difficulty in teaching them. Our solution is to develop a system that will provide a stimulus to a child with autism whenever their name is called. How we will do it? A device, mainly a portable wrist, wristwatch with required electronics will be present on the child's hand. Whenever anyone nearby calls out their name, it will produce a mild vibration, and child will get attentive. And moreover, it is acceptable in ground retreats. Features. It is very useful in classroom. Can be used by instructor, teachers in class to gain attention of child. Also, it don't possess any battery issues because it has rechargeable battery. Battery content can be recharged like others. Looks normal, which means it don't distinguish between normal child and intellectual child. This type of device can be essentially helpful in classrooms environment with multiple students having such a problems. The teacher instructor will have a central control for operating the watches. The watches will be reusable and easily reprogrammable for anyone, making it very effective. Battery could be rechargeable and used for daily classroom activities. So the function. The control device with instructor can directly communicate with device and assign different devices to each other. Watch will be assigned by the teacher and worn by the students in classroom. The watch will vibrate whenever the student's name is called out. Basically, the ASD facing intellectual child has a problem of has a problem. He could not understand he could not understand what we are saying. So whenever we call their name, watch we are the watch we are producing will get will produce vibration in his hand, which will be useful for him. Challenges faced. So making the device weight lightable and easy to carry, almost like a normal wristwatch, which will be a major challenge for us. Cost effectiveness. So basically, for implementing ground, we have to make it very cost affordable rate. We have to make it at affordable rates. And moreover, as the child's using it are intellectual, so we have to make it easily operated by anyone with little knowledge. Thank you.
Thank you, Yash. Uh, I would like to call Amitabh sir. And I would like to bring it to notice again that we are running out of time. So,
Thank you, team equivalent to make a presentation. And it is good that you have started thinking about autism. But your project is simply that the watch is there, and if your name is called, you can understand that you are being called, isn't it? The team has this idea, na? Or something else also. And my question is to team equivalent. Hello. Can you listen me? Can you hear me?
yes, sir, is there.
Equivalent. No, your project is only for a watch, which will make the child understand that he or she is being called. So, this is, I should say, pardon? So, I should say, my thought is that by recognizing that the child is called, it is a device. Yeah.
Your voice is breaking, sir.
Is it clear now?
Yash, I guess there's some network issue on your side.
Okay, just check.
If
What
you,
I want to say that this is a very primitive presentation. The device you want to bring in. How according to you it is it is an innovative idea. Are you getting my question? How you feel the idea is innovative? Hello. Hello.
Yash, are you able to hear what sir said?
How you feel your idea is innovative or creative?
I guess there's network issue on his side.
Yashvi, Yashvi,
Yes,
can you
sir.
just repeat my question to our team member, Sumilat?
Yes, sir. So, Yash, are you able to hear?
Yes.
I guess there is a network issue.
Okay. So, it is always good to first have question and answer, then to arrive to any conclusion.
Yes, sir.
So, what to do?
So, I'm trying to
Yeah.
with him.
Because I want to do justice to everybody, na?
Yes, sir. So, we will try to get him over call if there's some network issue. So, Yash, the question is, sir has asked, how innovative is your idea? If you are able to hear us, then you can type it in the chat box, or we'll get over a call.
Network problem.
Hello? Hello?
I think they are not able to connect to us.
Yes, sir. I think there is some network issue at the end of the participant. So we'll be connecting him with you maybe post this event because that we are running out of time.
Sure.
Will that be
Please
fine,
go
sir?
ahead.
Yes, sir. We'll put him over a call with you. Okay?
Okay, sure.
Yes, sir.
So we have finished with the teams. So I would like to call Srishti Sharma to give a vote of thanks and present a token of appreciation to you.
Hello?
Yes.
Hello?
Hello, you're audible.
Yeah, so thank you so much for this opportunity. Okay. I would like to, first of all, I would like to introduce myself. I'm fourth year undergraduate student from IIT BHU Varanasi, and I have been an old member of this council. So yeah, so first of all, I would like to present this token of thanks, a token of appreciation for Dr. Amitabh Mehrotra. We are really obliged to have you as a judge for the event. Thank you for your time and making us acquaint with the ground level problem and the problem statements which were provided by you. representing an entire set of people who are actually dealing with so many problems. Like, you are a person who is suffering from cerebral palsy, still you are doing so much for society. So it is it is really inspiring for engineers like us. I think the insights given by Dr. Mehrotra are clearly valuable for the students who have provided the solution. And it was a valuable session altogether. We have learned new things related to the what is the ground level problem for the challenges which are being faced. And then it is also great to see how the Social Service Council of our college has arranged an event like Social Innovation Challenge for inclusive learning in collaboration with Spark India. So it would have been a challenge for them to conduct everything online smoothly. Like, even right now there was a problem. So they have really put in great efforts to conduct all the workshops plus this event. And last but not the least, I would like to thank all the participants without whom this event would not have any meaning. So the solutions provided by them are really, really innovative ones. And I think, and I would love to see those ideas if they come in real life and improve the lives of thousands of children, with thousands and lakhs of children who are undergoing these problems. In the end, it'll eventually improve their lives and their learnings. So it will be great if someone is helped by innovative solutions from the participants. So great work to the team, great work team and participants, and thank you so much. Thank you, sir.
Can I say few lines?
Undoubtedly, sir.
First of all, I thank the council to give me this opportunity, and I am not affected by cerebral palsy. I always called challenging the challenges, and neither I am the patient of cerebral palsy. Okay. So, because people by default they say it is not their mistake, but I really enjoyed to have interaction with the young engineers who are going to take up the responsibility of our India. I would like to say that in your invitation, as per your invitation sent to me, I am ready to provide the mentorship also for the most innovative program. I have decided that, but when the time will come in the program, I will be taking the name of the group who has a very good concept, which if can further be move forward, it can really have a large social impact in our, not only in our country, but worldwide. So I want to, when I am there in any committee or with any institution, I want to contribute as a citizen of Republic of India, because my own challenges in writing has made me to learn many things. So once again, I am grateful to IIT BHU for giving this opportunity, and this is the beginning of relationship of IIT BHU and Spark India, which has to go ahead. And you have taken a right decision by transforming the lives of people with disabilities, persons with disabilities, by the use of technology. So again, my many, many thanks to all of you.
Thank you so much, sir. It has been an honor. So now now we will end up this session and we'll continue with the next one. The results will be provided to the students once the results are provided, they'll be in touch with Amitabh sir for proper mentorship so that their ideas can come to life.
Yes, yes.
Thank you so much, sir.
Welcome.